All right, we're going to take some time to go ahead and pull this pan down and see if the last dealer or shop that said that they serviced it about a year ago actually did the service. I have a feeling that it was not done. But we're going to do it right now, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like as I'm pulling down the last bolt. All right, it's already starting to come down. You can see the little dribble right here draining. I didn't suck the pan out first. I could have made my life easier and used the machine to suck the pan out first, but I figured I'd just drop it the way it is. The hell, why not, right? Make a mess.
When they see them, they get all leaky. Want the big man?
It's what we were looking for. It was not serviced a year ago like they said. And the magnet is completely covered. But this transmission was never serviced. Actually, for 86,000 miles, that's covered really badly. I wouldn't be surprised if this transmission may be on borrowed time with that much material. The magnet is just completely covered in material badly. Out of the way. Then I'm going to put it back. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. So no wonder why this vehicle was shuddering under load. It wasn't serviced before when they said it was supposed to, or it wasn't serviced when the shop said they serviced it. Well, I'm cleaning the pan and everything out right now. I've got the magnet cleaned off and doing all my due diligence to get everything clean. I went over to talk to the trans guy, and he's like, yeah, I don't know about the trans being on borrowed time. It could be, you could be right when it comes to that, but he said that is a little bit much on the material. It's not terrible though. It just should have been serviced before when they said they serviced it, instead of lying to the guy about it, because it was not serviced. So I'm going to go through, clean everything out, put a new filter and stuff in it, clean the magnet out, put it back, put all new fluid and stuff. I'm not going to do it full service. I put 7 quarts in yesterday and I mixed it all in, drove it. The shudder almost pretty much went away. Called the customer, talked to him about it. He said, I trust you, do whatever you got to do. Just get my car running right for me. And then I'm going to put another 5 quarts in it today. I'm only charging him for the 5 quarts just for the simple fact I already had the 7 sitting on my bench, so I'm not going to charge him for something that I already had. Actually, it's some leftover trans fluid from my the Grand Marquis service that I just did on my car. So I try to hook my subscribers up the best I can. You come in to see me and then you mention my name, I'm going to make sure I get you taken care of, and that's just how it is. Alright, got the new filter and stuff in, got the pan crystal clean, magnet and everything. Now, time to go back together. Everything nice and cleaned off. Valve body wiped down, all the sensors, anything I can do to wipe down, wipe any material where there might be some friction material behind it. Good to go. Put everything back together, tighten it up, put fluid in it. Put 4.5 quarts put in there. Nice and cherry red. You can't pick it up on camera, but it's the relief. See that little dot right there where it kind of breaks up right in the crosshatch. That's full. And another way you can tell if it's been changed, take on your rag like that. You see it's red instead of before how it was like that clearish brown color because it was never serviced. Yeah, we good now. Let's go drive it. You see I got my negative lead dropped down inside the coolant, and I've got my positive lead over here on the negative terminal. Let's just see 330, let's just call it 330 millivolts, 340 millivolts. Now as it starts to stabilize, look how the millivolts are coming down. And there's only one thing that I did. You know what this does? This cuts down on coolant electrolysis as well. See, I've got my lead in. I got it here. I think that is. It's one of the main things I talk about all the time by coolant health, electrolysis health, alternator health. I added an extra ground in here. Comes up over the valve cover, drops down by the wires, comes up behind everything, and I bring it in right here and I tie it into the ground post. I give a better ground for the alternator and for the engine than what the factory does, and it's more robust, and it's an AutoZone part number. I'm going to make it a Panther service whenever the Panther cars come in here, the town cars, the Grand Marquis, the town cars, the DW440B. It kind of helps stabilize the charging system and cut down on some of the coolant electrolysis, which then in turn will let those intake manifolds that like to leak last a little bit longer. And these were a problem that was going on with these vehicles back in the day. And this is something I add to the Panther cars whenever they come in for service. DW440B at AutoZone. I'm going to start stocking these here at the dealership so I can have people come in with Panther platform cars, and I'll just give it the Panther service. A ground cable, a filter, a trans flush, go through it, check the AC accumulator, make sure the battery and everything's good, all the grounds on the vehicle are good, the rear diff service with the Lubrilocker rear gasket. I'm going to have all these things, so if somebody comes in, they want the full Panther beautification service, whatever you want to call it, they're going to be able to get it, and we're going to have it in stock, and they don't have to wait for it. Good thing is almost all the Shudder is gone. Every once in a while you can feel a little bit. That was a lot of material that came out of that trans, so I just drove it again. Added the ground cable and stuff to it, as you guys seen. It's running way better now, and it's not shuddering nowhere near as bad as it did before. Unfortunately, these things happen, and they paid another dealer to service it like a year ago, and that dealer did not do what they charged the customer for. It's still the old filter, it's still the factory plug in there, the magnet was just completely covered with material. That trans was never serviced. Anyway, that's the update on the town car. Y'all be blessed.